The Honda Monkey has a fairly nice looking retro rear end as it is, but it's not very versatile, so I've decided I'm going to fit a rank. And doing a bit of research online and looking at the different types available, I decided to go the OEM route and go for a Honda version. The reason I went for an OEM Honda rack rather than an AliExpress one was I assumed it would be better quality and much more substantial and able to take more weight. But looking online, I don't think that is actually the case. There's lots of very thick welds on the Honda one, as you can see. And also some quite big blebs of weld, which makes it, I don't know, maybe it increases the strength. I'm not sure. I'm no expert on welding at all, but it doesn't look as clean as I'd liked it to. But that's just the aesthetics. As long as it works, that's the main issue. That's the main thing really. But compared to some of the AliExpress ones, it's not as nice looking really. I expected more from Honda. But yeah, if it holds up, that's the main thing. What you get in the box: 2 bolts, and you get a warning sticker to put on there. It doesn't actually tell you the weight, it just says maximum and then little information things. So I expect it wants you to go online and find out. You do get a little sheet of paper that gives you the QR code on there for the fitting instructions. But I'm going to fit this now and show you. It's not particularly difficult at all. In fact, it should take probably less than 10 minutes once you've got your tools ready. And I'll show you the tools you need. So the tools you're going to need: 14mm spanner or wrench to release the shock absorbers, or you can use a 14mm socket. You're going to need a 12mm for the new bolt that's supplied with the kit. You can use a socket again. You may be able to get a wrench in there. I'll check when we get the seat off. And you're going to need a 6mm Allen key. There's one in your Monkey toolkit already, or you can again just use what I'm doing and put it onto a socket, onto a ratchet, sorry, to make it a bit quicker to remove the seat. Okay, that's the bolts out. So we've got the 14mm nut off the shock absorber, and there's 2 washers. You've got a smaller one and a large one. You're going to remove the large one because you don't need that one anymore, and keep the smaller one. So do that both sides. Torque specs for this top suspension nut is 29 Newton meters, and for the 12mm bolts that you're going to use, they're in the 12mm that came with the kit. They are 27. Now the nuts and washers are off, we can now offer the rack up. It says to put the rack on first and then stick the 12mm bolts in first. Tighten those up, not fully tightened, but get them tweaked up, and then stick your shock absorber nuts back on. Now this does catch on the indicator slightly. There we go. Yeah, there's a little bit of a rub as it goes through, but it's not damaged anything, so that's not a problem. So now I'm just going to stick those 2 bolts back, the 2 12mm in here. So you would struggle to do this with a spanner or a wrench. You really need a socket. So that's on there, and then we're going to put the small washer back on, and the nut. Snip them up a bit, and then we get the torque wrench out and torque everything up fully. Confuse a bit. Right, seat back on. So a quick tip: if you're gonna, when you put your seat back on, don't nip one side up fully, otherwise it puts the other opposite side out of alignment. So just do it up loosely, get the other one in, and then you can tighten them all up. You can see it's got a nice angle on it. It's not pointing down like some people have said with the AliExpress ones. So that's definitely a plus point for going for the OEM Honda version. Here you can see a bit better what I was talking about with the quality of the welds. They don't look that great, but then again I suppose they're built on a budget. It would have been nice to have that ground down a bit more and polished up, but as long as it does its job, that's the main thing. So to hold your gear on, you're going to need something such as a bungee cord, but I've gone for some rock straps. I got these off Amazon. They're £21 these ones for the 42-inch versions. So I'm just going to stick my Van Gogh Scarfell tent on. I'd usually put it into a dry bag and add a few more bits of kit, but just for this demonstration, I'm sure this will work fine. So the rock straps work really well. There's still plenty more adjustment in there if need be. You can go a lot bigger. Add the tent into a dry bag, like I said. Add in the sleeping mat and sleeping bag probably. But one thing to do, make sure you do, is tidy your tail ends away with straps. Don't want them dangling down. So if this was in a dry bag, I wouldn't have the tent straps hanging anyway. They'd just be the rock straps. But you can fasten them up on themselves so they're not hanging down too much. And then just tuck them in, out of the way, and you're good to go. That's basically it. Doesn't take much to fit the rack. It's probably a 5-minute job if you've got the tools handy. All you've got to remember is you're going to need a 6mm Allen key, 12mm socket, and a 14mm spanner or socket, and then a torque wrench at the end. So there we go. The Monkey's finally got a rack. It might not be the most exciting. It's certainly not the loudest, but it's probably the most useful. And that's kind of where this little bike is going now. Still fun, still ridiculous, but just more practical. And this probably ties into something you'll start seeing a little bit more on the channel, the Monkey and the red balloon. The balloon is whatever gives you a lift. For me at the moment, it's this little bike, making videos and just getting out for an hour's ride. So let me know what you think. Did I do the right thing by getting the Honda OEM, or should I have gone with an AliExpress? And more importantly, what's your red balloon? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.